All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Recliner Sports Talk. My name is Nick.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
And this episode 23 will be a special one. It is Recliner Sports Talk first mock draft, all right? So kind of just laying down the rules here. We are taking the picks that we think are best for the teams. Now, if you remember from last week's episode, we had picking out of a hat what teams we will be drafting for. So we've been crunching names, looking at highlight films, long nights, looking at all of these guys. So we are ready to draft, okay? So there will be some trades in here. Hopefully we have not talked about our picks yet, okay? So you're going to get to see some live reactions, all that type of stuff. Please leave comments below if you think we're crazy, if you think that's a great pick, all of that. All right? Fellas,
Let's go.
are you ready?
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. All right, so I did pick the Jaguars last week, okay? So with the first overall pick of Recliner Sports Talk, you guys can pencil it in. You know who it is. Mock draft will be Trevor Lawrence. This guy 2 years ago would have likely been a top pick. Guess what? He's been the best college football player in football, arguably, the past 3 years, okay? No-brainer. Everybody knows it. Trevor Lawrence first off the board.
Shocking pick there.
Yes. All right. Jets on the clock.
All right, I'm good. I know who I'm going with.
All right. Who is it?
These early ones are going to be pretty easy, I think, for us. But I am going to go with what the Jet scouts love. I'm going to go with Zach Wilson from BYU. I think he's one of the most intriguing prospects in this draft. 2 years ago, wasn't even on draft radar. Last year, I think he's projected like a 5th, 6th round grade. And then this year, he's the 2nd overall pick. I think the Jets fan base are going to finally cheer for the quarterback that they draft. I think he's enticing. I know earlier on the show I talked about Justin Fields being better than him, but I think for the Colts, they want that exciting prospect, and Zach Wilson seems to be the top guy this year with that excitement factor. So, Zach Wilson.
All right. 49ers.
So, I know this one too. I am going to go with Mac Jones from Alabama.
Oh!
Quarterback from Alabama.
Wow.
But you said Fields was the second best quarterback.
And you
I
don't
do.
even have him going there?
You had to go.
Whoa.
I'm saying why. Kyle Shanahan seems to have a prototypical quarterback that he likes in the system. He worked with Matt Ryan. He worked with Jimmy G. I think he's going to keep it the same. They really like Mac Jones. And like I said a couple episodes ago, Kyle Shanahan, Steve Sarkisian, very close with each other. I just think it makes sense. They were at his pro day. They seem to be happy with his pro day. So I think they traded up for Mac Jones.
Interesting.
All right. Well, I do have the Falcons, okay? And, Zach, I'm going to thank you for this pick because I thought I was going to get him. I didn't think I was going to have another option there as well. But a dude that committed to Georgia originally here, again, as I'm picking for the Falcons, I'm going to go Justin Fields. I think it makes too much sense. Now, listen, everybody's saying, Justin Fields is ready to play now. Well, Brandon brought up a good point when we talked about it. So is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is pretty good, too. And there's plenty of other quarterbacks that were good. Look, Patrick Mahomes sat a year. Look how well that did for him, all right? So, again, Justin Fields, obviously I'm an Ohio State fan. I've watched a lot of Justin Fields. I think this is a great pick for the Falcons, and the fans are going to love it.
I agree. I think it's a great pick for them.
Wow, 4 quarterbacks taken.
Yes.
What are the odds of that? Okay. With the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Penei Sewell, tackle out of Oregon. I just think this one's easy. I don't get the whole Jamar Chase thing. They have Tyler Boyd. They have T. Higgins, who looked really good last year as a second-round pick from Clemson. He showed up. They have Joe Mixon. They have some guys on the offensive end. They have Jonah Williams. He was injured 2 years ago when they drafted him out of Alabama. And then their other tackle, Riley Reif, is on a 1-year, $7 million deal. He's kind of, at this point in his career, is going to be a journeyman. He's going to be that tackle just in case someone gets injured, or an emergency starter. I don't think he's going to be the starter for the Cincinnati Bengals. Sewell is a beast. He's a good run blocker. He's a good pass blocker, but I don't think he will be a left tackle immediately. I think they'll have him at right tackle, and you saw Joe Burrow. He tore his ACL. He's scrambling for his life. You have to protect your guy. You cannot take another receiver. This wide receiver class is very deep. You can get someone day 2, day 3 that can come in and play very well. You take Sewell, and that's my pick. Guess I'm on the clock again. And with the first pick, with the sixth pick, Jesus Christ, with the sixth pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU.
Good pick there.
Normally a guy who scores 20 touchdowns in a season and has 1,800 receiving yards would probably go before 6 in a normal draft year, but with four quarterbacks drafted, he falls to me at 6, and it's the perfect match. Devontae Parker, he hasn't been playing that well. You have Tua, you drafted him in the first round last year. You need to surround him with talent, and who's better fit for that than Jamar Chase? So I think that's a match made in heaven for Miami.
All
right. So I have the Lions, and I was thinking we were going to get somebody else there. But so I think that the Lions are going to stay, and they're going to draft.
Oh man, I need to start the clock.
Start the clock.
No way. Already, not even out of the top 10. Have options, son.
I think they're going to go Devontae Smith.
All right.
Wide receiver from Alabama.
They did just get rid of that type of receiver.
Yes. They just got rid of Galladay. I think they lost Marvin Jones. They lost Kenny Galladay. I think they need to give Jared Goff some weapons. I think it's a great move for them. I think Devontae Smith has fallen because of his size a little bit, but he is a great route runner. I think he's a guy that the Lions bring in. Again, that's a fan base that needs some star power. Devontae Smith was an absolute star in college, Heisman winner. I think he brings he brings a weapon for Jared Goff, and I think he'll look really good in that offense. I like him. So Devontae Smith, 7 overall to the Detroit Lions.
All right, good pick there. All right. And so, is it still you, Zach?
Yes, we're staying with the Panthers, and we are going with. We're going to go with Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle.
Wow.
I think it's going to help them out a lot offensively. They need to help their offensive line. Their offensive line struggled a little bit. Hopefully keep McCaffrey healthy this year. But I think he's probably the second best tackle in this draft behind Sewell. And I think that's the best move for their franchise. So we're going Rashawn Slater.
All right. I am up now with the 9th pick. Now, the Broncos, I had a pick. But as soon as the pick didn't go that way, all wheels turn off. Broncos fans, if this happens for you, you'll be pumped. He's still on the board. Hey, Trey Lance, come on to the Mile High City right there. Trey Lance, obviously they've been struggling at quarterback. They're looking for it. I was going to go defense with that pick there. But here's the thing. If Trey Lance falls that far, why not take him? What is wrong with taking him there? Again, did I go paper there? No, I went best player available. He's easily the best player available right now. I'd say he's probably second best. I don't think they need that other position that I'm sure we're both thinking about here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Trey Lance. Now, to the Cowboys fans, there's still a lot of people on the board, right? A lot of people on the board. And I don't think we all think this guy will still be here. I don't think he'll still be there in the 10th pick.
There's no shot.
But I don't think the Cowboys go this way. I think they stay chalk here, all right? I think they go Patrick Surtain, cornerback, right? NFC East is going to have all these weapons here. They have arguably the best receiving core in the NFC East, right? So why not lock it down on defense as well? Cowboys can be very dangerous, obviously, if they don't choke. I think they get another Alabama corner in there and they lock it up. If they can stay healthy, man, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a crazy year. Obviously, we're NFC East fans, all of us, but Cowboys going Patrick Surtain.
I agree. I think it's a great pick for them. I think they need another corner. I think he's going to be a great NFL player. So I think it's a good move for them. I hate the Cowboys, but yeah, that's a great move.
All right. Now, Giants. It's the only guy to get his favorite team, right?
If I'm Dave Gettleman and this person's here at 11, I'm ecstatic. And with the 11th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Kyle Pitts. That's a slam dunk. Slam dunk.
Definitely is.
If he falls to the Giants, I mean, the offense of Kenny Galladay, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, Saquon Barkley, and then your tight end trio of Evan Ingram, Kyle Pitts, and Kyle Rudolph. I mean, seriously, that would be incredible if Kyle Pitts fell to the Giants. So, I mean, the dude, runs a 4.4. He's 6'6", 245.
Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility that he could. I mean, if the Falcons go quarterback,
if 5 quarterbacks get taken, he could absolutely
100%.
Because
like we just saw, because I do think the Broncos 100%. If Trey Lance falls in their lap, they'd be idiots to not take him.
If any of those quarterbacks fall, the Broncos are taking them.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Staying in the NFC East here.
All right. I got to take the Giants jersey back off.
Brandon is down to 44 seconds on the clock, actually, here.
All right. With the 12th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select J.C. Horn, South Carolina, cornerback.
Trust me, they need that.
They need a
They
corner,
need all the secondary help they can
and
get.
I would take Farley out of Virginia Tech because I think he's the better player, but he does have some red flags with his injuries right now, and the Eagles do not take. They don't need to take a risk right here. They need a slam dunk at corner, and with Surtain from Alabama off, I think it would just be very smart for them to take the next healthy corner, and it's J.C. Horn, South Carolina, whose dad is Joe Horn, the Saints wide receiver from early 2000s.
Yep.
So runs in the bloodlines. That's the pick. And I guess I'm up again.
All right, here you go, Chargers.
Okay.
Oh, sorry to cut you off there. I do think the Eagles are in a spot, and Zach, tell me if I'm wrong. They just have to take best player available. Best player available, they have to take.
You know, honestly, being an Eagles fan, it's just very difficult to watch the draft because I feel like that's something that we never do. We always look for a prospect that maybe we had our eyes on that nobody else did. Like Jalen Reagor was, I think, a huge reach. I think Jalen Hurts was a reach. He was a 3rd-round grade. We take him early in the 2nd round. Now, if Jalen Hurts ends up being a good quarterback, you know, I'm all in on how they traded away Wentz. Go get him weapons. Go get him some help. They have the most draft picks in this draft. They have 11 picks. I think there's going to be some trading involved, but they have to hit on their picks, and that's something that we haven't been doing lately. So hopefully it happens. But it's been a.
Sorry to cut you off there, Brandon.
You're good. With the 13th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. They need offensive line play badly. They had statistically the worst offensive line in football last year, and they have a rookie quarterback. So they need to protect Herbert. Look what he did with the worst offensive line. Imagine him with an average offensive line.
Yes.
So I think the talent's there for the Chargers to have a bounce back year. I think they will be really good this year. Offensive line play, that's the way to go for them.
All right. So I'm up here with the Vikings. I think the Vikings are an interesting spot, right? So offense, very explosive. Defense ranked 29th last year. So you have to go defensive weapon. Now, there is a guy on here I did not think was going to fall that far. I don't think they go that route. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers Packers run that thing, right? They run that division so and so. Well, why don't we get a guy that can put some pressure on the quarterbacks here? I think they're going Quiddy. How do you say it? Pay from Michigan there. A guy that can go from the outside to the inside, 6'4", 270, and the dude moves. So again, he gets on the outside. He's that stronger edge guy. You put him on the inside. Now he's a quick guy on the inside that also has the weight to go on those interior linemen. So I really think that they go get that edge. So yeah, that's who they're taking.
Yeah, and I'm going to stay defense here with my next pick. I have the Patriots at pick 15. Now, originally before the draft, before we did this, I think they're going to trade up. But, in our draft, I just didn't see them trading up after the first 3 picks. I think they want Mac Jones. I think that was Bill Belichick's guy. But not sure they have the assets to go get him. So I'm not sure if they're going to go quarterback or not. But I'm going to stay defense with them because they do need some linebacker help. And this guy, I think, is going to be an absolute stud. He did sit out this year. He has some character flaws, but we'll see. But I think they're going to go Micah Parsons from Penn State.
Good pick.
I think Bill Belichick is a defensive guy. He loves athletic players.
Such a steal for them.
And it would be a steal at 15 to get Micah Parsons. But the way the Patriots operate, it would be something that would just happen for them, just fall into their lap. But I think he's going to be a great NFL player, and he can play outside and inside. So I think that's the pick for them.
Okay, with the 16th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech. I was going to go Parsons until he just went off the board because the Cardinals need linebacker play. Jalen Waddle could be an option, but they seriously have a need at corner. Peterson's gone. They are young at corner, and you can never have too many cornerbacks. I think Farley might be the best corner in this draft, but again, like I said, for the Eagles, there's injury concerns. I think Arizona has a good enough team. They can kind of take a chance on him right here. So that's the pick. Hopefully it works out for him.
Yeah, I like that pick for them. And, Patrick Peterson just left too. So, well, the Raiders are the next pick here at 17. I think they have a lot of holes. But I'm going to go defense because I think their defense let them down a lot last year. I'm going to go... I was going to go linebacker here.
When you start the clock?
Yep, start the clock.
The Raiders.
All right, I'm going to need help pronouncing this name, but... Linebacker from Notre Dame.
Oh,
nice.
Jeremiah Owasu Karamo. What's this? How do you say his last name? Karamo.
I know Jeremiah Owasu. That's usually what.
Yeah,
I say.
He's a great linebacker at Notre Dame. I want the Eagles to take him. To be honest with you, if we can't get a corner that we like or love, but I think he's going to be a very good linebacker too. I think he's the second best linebacker behind Micah Parsons, and the Raiders need linebacker help. They need defensive help in general, but I think he's going to be a player. He can play all over the field, so I think he's going to be a great pick for them, and John Gruden's going to love him.
Might need to start the clock here.
Oh, man. All right, so that was the Raiders there with Zach Osukaramo. All right, so next up we have the Dolphins here. Now, I've been looking mock drafts all week, so I don't know where Brandon's going here. There is some very good offensive talent still left on the board.
No, I know.
The big thing is, what does Brandon want to do with the Dolphins pick here?
Okay, so here's the thing. The Dolphins took Jamar Chase. So, I don't think they would go back-to-back receivers.
But the fact that there's a guy there still.
But you know what? I think I might do it. Because the Dolphins, you know what? I'm just going to go with the pick. With the 18th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jalen Waddle, Alabama.
Wow.
I don't think that's a possibility.
If that were to happen,
I think that they would have gone running back there.
Now the thing
In all
is, the
honesty.
Dolphins need O-line.
Or O-line.
And they need an edge guy, but I think because after pay, I think there's a drop off in these edge guys. It's kind of a mixed bag. Like the guy, Owe from Penn State, he had 0 sacks last year. People are going off of his combine numbers. I don't know if I'm Miami and with the 18th pick, I'm not reaching for him. And then there's a guy from Georgia. He's good, but I don't know. There's some issues there with him. Edges rushers are they're weak in this draft. So I don't think Miami reaches for an edge guy here since Pay's off. He's clearly the best edge rusher in my opinion. And then the two Miami, Rousseau and the other guy, Phillips, there's some injury issues and some talent issues there. So I don't think they go edge. Now, they could go tackle, but I think tackle's actually deep for the draft this year. So I think the Dolphins in round 2 or 3 can get a tackle. And they could get a running back too later. You don't have to reach at 18 for a running back. And if Waddle's still there, and I don't trust Preston Williams, and the Dolphins could theoretically have 2 first round receivers with Mike Gesicki for Tua. And there's no excuses at that point for Tua. It's like you show up.
Yeah, Devontae Parker and Preston Williams there too.
I know Preston Williams. I don't think he'll start over Waddle and Chase and Devontae Parker. Your 3 wideouts: Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, and Devontae Parker.
I don't
Tua.
think Waddle's going to fall that far in reality.
Or
go there.
If he does, you know what? That's the pick, and I'm sticking with it.
All right, Washington football team. Give me something good, man.
All right,
Give me something good.
So we talked about it, I think last week when we were off camera, but we talked about how one of the NFL Network guys predicted a running back to go to the Washington football team. We were kind of like thrown off by that. But one comment that Nick said was, when you draft offensive line, you get good offensive line, it makes your running backs that much better. I think they already have some good running backs for the Washington football team. Gibson looks great his rookie year, and I think he's only going to get better. But I'm going to go offensive line here. I'm going to go Elijah Vera Tucker from USC. He was the top-rated pass protecting offensive lineman in the past 2 seasons at USC, and the whole country by Pro Football Focus. So I think it's a great addition for the Washington football team, which I think are going to throw the ball a lot this year, especially with Fitzmagic hurling the rock. So I'm going Elijah Vera Tucker from USC.
All right, and as a Washington football fan, I would be very happy with that. Any offensive tackle, I will be ecstatic for. Okay, again, like you said, got some running backs there. Let's block them.
Talent-wise.
All right, so next up are the Bears. And I think the Bears need to get some offensive help, right? But does that sound like something the Bears would do right here?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. They could use another receiver. They could use some offensive line. They could use a running back, which I think they're 100% getting a running back in the 2nd round at some point.
Really, with Montgomery? I
do, because look at all these good teams. There's more than one running back there.
True.
So again, I think that's where we go. But here's a guy that's very close to Chicago. Okay, Greg Newsome, cornerback there, out of Northwestern.
Yes.
Northwestern calls havoc against Ohio State with those corners, man. They had the freshman and they had Newsome there. So I think that they just say, you know what? I understand we have to score some points to win, but if nobody's going to score on us, we have a better chance to win. And the Bears always seem like the defense is there, so why not go defense? That's where they're.
And they just got rid of their top corner.
Yes,
Yep.
Fuller.
Yep.
So, next up are the Colts. I have the Colts again. And looking at receivers here, right? They got Pittman. Who else am I missing there for the Colts receivers? I can't think of his name. Hilton. Okay. So and Paris Campbell's there, all that, but they're still. Give me that guy, new quarterback. Now listen, I'm big on you got to protect a guy like Carson Wentz to see what happens when he does get protection. But there's a dude in this draft that is still on the board that I believe could be one of the best receivers in this entire draft. A dude that's been Big Ten Receiver of the Year, Rashad Bateman Okay, I think's the move here. Big body. Give me that opposite of T.Y. Hilton, Pittman, all that stuff. Cool. Give your boy Wentz some weapons, and I think he's going to kill it. So I think that's what they're say. Hey, we got you, and don't worry, we'll get you another weapon to throw to as well, because they got the running backs in there. So why not go another weapon for your new quarterback?
I like it. So next pick I'm gonna go is the Tennessee Titans at 22, and we just said it with my Washington football pick. Your offensive line makes your running backs that much better. Wow, they have probably the best running back in football in Derrick Henry. Hey, they just lost Dennis Kelly at tackle, former Eagle, but they need to get another tackle. I think a guy named Alex Leatherwood from offensive tackle at Bama. He was the best tackle in 2020 out of the guys that played, but he also played guard. He can play all 5 positions on the line. I think he's a great addition. He's huge, but I think it's a great addition for the Titans because it's only going to make the running game that much better, and it takes the pressure off of Ryan Tannehill again, because I think last year at the end, their offensive line was getting beat up a little bit, and Ryan Tannehill had to throw the ball more. Now, he succeeded. He did a great job, but I think they're better when they're 50-50, when they can run the ball, when they can do play action. So I think Alex Leatherwood is a plug-and play. I think he's going to go earlier in this draft, but he falls to the Titans at 22. Love the pick for them. And I'm on the clock again. So another, I'm with the Jets again at 23, and I also am going to go offensive line again.
Jesus.
I think that the Jets got a great tackle last year. Becton, yes. Played great for them. I think they need another one, and I think with a running quarterback, the best thing for them to do is solidify their offensive line. I am going to go, I just lost his name. Give me a second. Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State, another top tackle last year in 2020. I think he was the second of the guys that played. So I think, again, he's just going to be a great addition to solidify their offensive line for a rookie quarterback in Zach Wilson.
All right, with the 24th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Najee Harris, running back, Alabama.
Ooh.
I didn't see the string of offensive tackles getting taken this early.
Yes.
Clearly, I would have gone with that, but I am not reaching here in the first round, and I don't have a first-round grade or a low first-round grade on the 1 or 2 tackles that I could potentially take next, and I don't think it's worth it. They need corners too. Pittsburgh needs a corner. And guess what? All 3 of the elite corners are taken. I would not reach again for that, so I'm going to take Harris here. And he's a 3-down back. Very rare to have 3-down backs nowadays. He's going to be a workhorse. Pittsburgh hasn't taken a first-round running back since Rashad Mendenhall out of Illinois, who actually was pretty much a bust. But Pittsburgh drafts well. I trust them. So if they deem the tackle position, like if they don't think there's a guy with a first-round grade there, they won't reach. And I think Harris is the pick here.
Yeah. And I agree with Brandon here. I have the Jaguars at 25 that trade with the Rams. Got them this pick. So I really wanted to go offense tackle, protect your new toy there you got in Trevor Lawrence. But if a tackle wasn't there, they are very thin at safety and secondary, okay? And there's been a lot of people raving for this pick. I'm even looking at a mock draft where he is sitting right in front of my face with the Jaguars. Trayvon Mulray, TCU. All right. Yep. Obviously, get another offensive weapon. Get him protection. Why don't you solidify that defense? Because let's be honest, there's a lot more problems than just quarterback and other weapons down there in Jacksonville. So I think they go defense here, and I'm going to write it down as well. Trayvon Mulray out of TCU.
Very good pick there. All right, so I have the 26th overall pick with the Browns. They went crazy this offseason with their defense, and I think they're going to continue that in the draft here. I think they're going to take the number 1 D tackle in this draft. They're going to go Christian Barmore from Alabama. He is the number 1 defensive tackle. The interior D-line for the Browns was their weakness last year. They picked up Jadeveon Clowney. Now he is always injured. I hope he can play because I think the Browns have a really good defense this year. They went out and spent a lot of money on their defense. But I like it for them because I think their offense is pretty much set. I'm sure they'll get a couple of late additions in this draft, maybe some receivers, maybe a running back. But their running backs are so good. Receivers are quick. The system just really is working with their new with Stefanski. I think they looked really good last year. But I think they're going to solidify their interior defensive line. They're going to go Christian Barmore from Alabama.
Okay. With the 27th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Azeez Ujulari, edge, Georgia. He's 6'3", 240 pounds. They just lost both of their edge rushers, and Matthew Judon and gosh, who's the other guy? He went to Oakland. And Ngakwe. So I think they go edge here. Again, I would have gone offensive tackle here since they just traded the Chiefs their right tackle. Ojulari.
Ojulari. How you spell it?
Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia, edge. Again, I would have gone tackle right here, but the string of tackles, I'm not reaching. The Ravens are a smart franchise. They could go into multiple positions here. They could go receiver, but I don't think receivers right here they have second round draft grades. Again, we're at the point in the draft where you want to be, with the first round, you want to be like, what's the word? Like,
you want to get the best guy for your franchise.
Exactly, but you don't take risks really in the first round. You can take risks second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. First round, you're drafting a guy, you need them to start for you basically. And I think that's what they do here. Plug in a guy from Georgia who's got all the characteristics to start in the NFL. Plus the Ravens defense is very good, so he doesn't have to be Superman and have all the pressure. I think they'll be good, and I think that's the pick. They always go defense, and I see them doing that.
I like it.
All right, Saints are up here. A lot of things are saying linebacker. I do think they go and get a quarterback at some point in this draft. I'm not going to say it's the first round, but I do think eventually. And I've seen this pick on a bunch of mock drafts, okay? Because obviously, listen, we know the quarterbacks, we know the receivers, we know those prime defensive guys, but this name keeps popping up, especially in this part of the draft. And I'm looking at it here on a mock draft. Zaven Collins out of Tulsa, a freak of a just athlete, okay? I think that's just another guy to go in and disrupt things. You know, they have the receivers, they have the running back. I think this is the move right here. Go defense. Help them just get better as a team, especially like we're talking about those really good teams. They're just getting a guy that can help them out, get over that edge. I think this could be it right here. All right? And now, I'm in a spot. Now, I have a name written down, but there's still two guys left that I think could fall for this. But I'm going to go with what I picked. Packers never seem to have that crazy quick guy, right? It's always like Devontae Adams, obviously one of the best receivers in the entire NFL. He's on one side. He's that outside guy. Why they got such complaints for not getting that receiver last year, right? So guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to get with the age here. They're going to say, all right, you want a receiver? We're going to get you one, but we're going to go a little different. Give me Rondale Moore.
I literally just called that. I like it.
Listen, I think from Purdue, great athlete, small body, has had some injuries, but this dude flies. Could you imagine pairing him up with Adams? All right, Adams goes deep. This guy's coming across underneath. Boom, give it to him in space. Let it go. He can take the ball in handoffs. He can go catch passes. He's played in cold weather before, so he's not one of these fast guys that's been warm weather, goes to a cold spot. He's been there. He's done that. Again, great athletes. Rondale Moore.
I like it. I think Aaron Rodgers might have a little bit of say in this pick this year.
I do too.
All right, so I have the 30th pick for the Bills. Sean McDermott, defensive guy. The pick I'm going with, his dad was a legend. He actually played for Sean McDermott in Philly. I'm going with Asante Samuel Jr.
Ooh,
to the
dang,
Bills
I wanted to get it.
to solidify their secondary. I think the Bills are going to be a very, very good team this year. They got a little taste of success this year with Josh Allen. The defense played really, really well. Man, I think the Bills are going to be a team to look out for. But this kid is you can't miss prospect, especially with what his dad did. He looked great at Florida State. Now the problem is Florida State, whatever's going on there, they got to fix it. But he was a standout prospect for them, and I think he's going to be really good in the NFL, just like his father. So Asante Samuel Jr. to the Bills at pick 30.
All right. Pick 31 of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Travis Etienne.
What?
Clemson.
What?
Clemson.
Wow.
What?
There
They
you go.
have a
Listen, the Ravens
Wow.
go.
Dobbins
The Ravens
RB1.
go. The Ravens go.
RB1.
Best player available here. They might sign Villanueva, tackle.
Yep.
That can handle for a year or two. You take best player available. I think
This
Gus
thing's left.
Edwards will be a casualty because of this. The Ravens led the league in rushing last year, guys. Led the league in rushing. I don't think they expect Dobbins to be a 3-down back. Look what New Orleans does with Kamara. He's not a 3-down back.
Yeah, but Gus Edwards
I
looked
think-
good, man.
Doesn't matter. I think ETN will fill that Kamara role. John Harbaugh is a very intelligent offensive mind. I think he's going to share the carries. It can be done. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. I don't think they want they don't want the Ohio State, what's his name? The running back, Ohio State. I just said it.
Dobbins.
They don't want Dobbins, sorry.
Oh, you're brain fart.
They don't want Dobbins to run the rock every time. And Gus Edwards is good. Don't get me wrong, he's ran for what, 700 yards like the past 2 seasons. But I don't know. I think you take ETN, that kind of talent, if that falls to them, they got this pick is basically a throw-in for the Kansas City Chiefs. They weren't expecting this.
That's true.
I think they could go take a shot with someone. And ETN can be a potentially at late first round. Why not if he's still on the board? And that's the pick. I think Baltimore does Baltimore things and takes players that people don't expect them to take, and it turns out to work. Their defense is solid. I think they go offense here.
I do agree with what you're saying. They do always take the best available player, and that's one thing I've always liked about the Ravens drafting. They always take the best available player. I don't see him going there, but I agree. He's the best available player, especially at 31.
All right, and it is all down to me here. And I'm just looking through, and I had this guy going a while back. Listen, Chris Godwin's on a franchise tag. They could go receiver here. They have a luxury right now. They're Super Bowl champs and returning pretty much everybody. They're going to be freaking stacked. So this can be what are we feeling pick. Now, Tony's still available from Florida, okay? I think that's great, especially with Chris Godwin on the franchise tag there. But here's a name that was not said yet, okay? Jalen Phillips, edge. All right? Now listen, Florida, okay? He's in Florida. Just going to move across there. Listen, the Bucs, again, great spot to be. Their defense is unbelievable, and it's going to stay unbelievable. I think this is that guy where let's get that freakish athlete on the edge, okay? He did transfer, right? He was at USC first.
I believe so.
And then he transferred, all right? A guy that, maybe everybody's like, he's transferring, he's sitting out, freak athlete. Go ahead. There's no pressure on you because of how good that defense is. Go ahead in there and cause havoc whenever. Maybe he's a third down only guy. I really think, though, if Kadarius Toney does fall there, that might be a spot with Chris Godwin being on a franchise tag. Hey, brother, sit there, learn the system. We'll get you in. Chris Godwin's gone. Boom, you fill into that role. But with a guy like Jalen Phillips there, I think that's what they go.
I agree. That's where I would have had him going. I think he's going to be a late first, early second round pick. He's got some concussion issues, so that's where I think it's a perfect. There's no pressure at 32.
No.
What do you think the surprise of our draft is?
I
think
think
Pitt's
the
falling.
Ravens, Pitt's falling.
Pitts for me would be
Pitt's falling. I don't think he's gonna fall.
if he falls to the Giants
to 11. And 2, I think I picked for the Cowboys. If Pitts falls there, I know everybody's saying, I don't think he should go there. They have too many weapons already, which isn't a horrible thing. But I don't think they would. They would have to think about that Pitts. What do you guys think?
I think Jerry Jones would absolutely take Pitts at 10.
I think a lot of fans want the Cowboys to take a tight end because they kind of want to get that Jason Witten guy back. Like they want that tight end, that security blanket, and they really haven't had that since he's left. But I do see the one surprise for me, and it's just tough to do as a mock draft. But I think there's going to be a lot of trades in this draft. I think a lot of people are going to be moving up. It's tough to do. There was a couple of times where I was thinking about it, but it's tough to say here. But I think that there's going to be a lot of trades in this draft, and I think the Patriots are going to be one team that moves up, and they make the most draft day trades. So I think they're going to be a team. I think the Eagles are going to try and move back up. I think the Giants might trade down. So that's just a couple.
It depends on the quarterbacks, but in our draft, 5 quarterbacks went top 9. I don't think there's going to be trades after.
If all those quarterbacks,
if those quarterbacks go, there won't be trades.
I think that's a realistic situation, and I think if the Bengals don't take Sewell at 5, I know Jamar Chase looks so great, but I think for them, for their franchise, they need to go offensive line. They need to protect Burrow.
Would Miami take Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle?
No. Oh, that's another surprise.
I'm saying if they could, would they?
No.
I don't think so. But I do think
How
if
do you
Jamar...
pass up on Jalen Waddle at 18?
I just think they have some good young talent there already, and if they get Jamar Chase, they have to go to a different need.
Maybe a offensive line or
but O-line kind of went.
You know what? Maybe that second pick could be a trade. You trade for 2 second rounds.
And remember, they have Houston's second round pick.
Yep.
So they could trade again for another second round. Yep. Take a running back there. Whatever. So again, I agree with Zach. I think we were all so locked in on our picks, we weren't thinking trades as much. But especially, that later draft starts getting piled up like, oh, I wanted that player, and I wanted that player, and I wanted that player, and now they're gone. All right. Especially a couple, we took so many. Oh, last thing that was a surprise, all those tackles taken, all that offensive line.
I just think, and all of them. You're right, but I think a lot of these teams that I took the offensive tackle for, in my opinion, I think that's what they're missing. I think the Titans, they lose their right tackle. They got to bring in another guy to replace him, and they have one of the best rushing attacks, but they're already kind of set. Defensively, they need help, and that's something.
They need corners.
But at their spot,
they have 0 corners. Remember, they got rid of every single person in their secondary. The Titans absolutely go corner.
Yeah, I think they're going to go corner offensive line, but I think with that offensive lineman there, Leatherwood, I think you got to go. I mean, right tackle with the rushing first attack offense that they have, I think you got to go. So, I mean, we'll see. But it's tough. Mocks are tough because the person before you takes the pick, you're kind of like, we don't have a big draft board in front of us here.
Yeah. And we will be watching the draft this week along with you guys. It is Saturday. We are doing this on Saturday. Obviously, Sunday, sorry. You guys are seeing this on Thursday. Okay. So, again, if there's any late trades, anything like that, just understand that. But again, I know we're pumped. We always love the draft. We did a picks thing last year. I don't know if you probably have a game next Thursday as well, or the same Thursday I have a game. So it's going to be kind of rushing back to watch the draft. It's always just fun because, again, it's that new guy coming into your team. Can he be the changing factor, especially for those earlier teams? All right. Any final words for you guys?
All right. Can you bring up the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, yeah, so Kentucky Derby this week. That will be fun. I think maybe we could do a little thing on our Instagram. We'll post our picks on Saturday for those. I know I have to coach a game on Saturday, so it's going to kind of stink. Last year we did a cool big thing there, having people over for that. So, again, sucks that it moves up. It doesn't suck that it's early. It sucks for us because we're all going to be busy there. But we will have some picks, so be on the lookout for that. I know Brandon's a big person that likes to pick for the Kentucky Derby.
I'm picking it right now.
Okay.
After last year, I've learned my lesson. You never take the favorite. You don't do it. And all those early races last year, I somehow I won our pool. I was the big winner, and then I rolled that over to Dover Downs, and I bet on the favorite last year. It didn't happen. So I'm picking the second favorite, Hot Rod Charlie. Lock it in.
Hot Rod Charlie. All right, Zach and I's picks will be on Thursday. We'll put in Brandon's, Saturday. So be ready for that. Zach, you got anything?
No, I'm just excited for this draft. I do think it's going to be exciting. Something I've been looking forward to for a while. All these mock drafts have been out. We finally did ours. I just can't wait to see where these guys go.
Yeah, exciting to see how these guys transition. Nothing better than draft day, especially, listen, love baseball, still early in baseball. It's kind of, oh yeah, hey, here's some more football. And lastly, shout out University of Delaware. Tough game on Saturday, but got it done over Sacred Heart there. Listen, offense struggled. Can they score points? The defense is there. They fly around. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, so you got Kentucky Derby, you got
The draft.
FCS, the draft, all that stuff. Going to be a great sports weekend.
NBA down the
NBA.
stretch,
Yeah.
baseball.
So again, a lot of sports there for you guys. Well, that's all I've got. My name's Nick,
I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
and we will see you guys next week on Recliner Sports Talk.